Hey, folks, welcome to Affiliate Nerd Out. I am your nerd writer, Dustin House, spreading that good word about affiliate marketing. In the Nerdatorium today, Scott Desgrosseilliers, CEO of Wicked Reports. Welcome to the Nerdatorium, sir.
In the Nerdatorium. I used to call it the Nerd Data Dungeon when I was working on Wicked Reports when I first got started.
Awesome.
So, yeah, happy to be here, man. Thanks for having me on.
Well, that's why you got invited to the Nerdatorium. You're a nerd yourself. Your nerdism is in analytics and reporting, and I can't wait to tie that back into affiliate marketing today. So let's get rolling with who you are and what you do.
Sure. I'm the founder and CEO of Wicked Reports. We provide marketing attribution platform to e-commerce brands. Generally, our sweet spot is 3 million to 60 million. We do have billion-dollar brands using us, and we have brands that are rising brands from 1 to 3 million as well in annual revenue. Been involved with the Infusionsoft community. Well, that's not there anymore. Now it's Keep, or now it's Thrive, since like 2011. So worked with a bunch of affiliate marketers back then, and I also have developed a course around data analysis and data-driven decision making that we can talk about. And yeah, that's why I'm here.
Fantastic. Why don't we start off with why on earth does affiliate marketing tracking and Google Analytics never match up? It is the most frustrating thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. I got started. I wasn't going to found an attribution company. I was trying to make Google Analytics. It wasn't GA4. Pre-GA4, Google Analytics work. And I just always banging my head against the wall, not able to get it to add up. And so I dug into that back then, and it was, the way Google can do most anything. They have unlimited resources. They've got all this data everywhere. So why won't it add up? But because of that, and because of how they use their data to make a lot of money, obviously, they're not allowed to track in certain ways. So they have limitations that are legally imposed on them, not technological restrictions. But a lot of it would happen. So in affiliate marketing, you got some sort of code on the end of the link to track that, who drove the traffic, similar to how we used to use UTMs and still can use UTMs to track marketing where it came from. Well, it would lose that trail would get lost a lot. Like that's just the link wouldn't be preserved. Hopping domains would be one way. If like there's any subdomain, it could cause havoc. Different popover technologies that were going to capture the email, or embedded forms. Whenever there's embedded technology within the website, Google Analytics can lose that trail a lot. Whereas an affiliate tracking or a marketing attribution company, we know how to stitch that together so we don't lose it. But the way Google approached it and their legal limitations meant that they lose the trail a lot.
Okay. And does that drive everybody crazy? Is that like a big worry about a lot of companies that you work with?
Well, it did, but now GA4 is just universally known. Like, unless you have a Google Analytics 4 like guru expert on retainer, those people can really make it sing. They still can't always solve those problems we already mentioned, but unless you got someone you're paying a fair amount of money to every month, like an expert, GA4 is just not going to be accurate. It just isn't. So the brands generally come to us knowing GA4 is a lost cause. It's good for certain things. It's not good for tracking sales credit. Just not.
Gotcha. Well, in your mind, like, let's say it's an early company coming to you. Maybe it's too early for you, but what is in your mind like the perfect setup when a brand is coming to you with the Shopify store and needs help with attribution and figuring out the right tech stack?
Yeah, sure. Shopify, Woo stores, there's a few others, but full funnel marketing is key to what is going to give you an edge as a marketer and how our data is going to give you an edge. By that, I mean you're going to be doing different marketing strategies and approaches to top of the funnel versus middle or bottom of the funnel. Now, most people, a lot of e-commerce stores start out and they're just always running ads, come buy my stuff, here's why. But even with that, limited approach, they can have somewhat if there's a burning market or they have a huge influencer pushing them, potentially they can make some progress. But you need to find new eyeballs to grow, and that means top of the funnel marketing. Now, why we help them better than most is that our technology is built to be able to stitch, after we get a sale, we have to stitch the journey back together as to where did they come from. We're not just trying to figure it out real time when they first clicked, when they clicked and bought, because we know usually that means there's more that happened in the past. And so, I mean, over 10 years and 20,000 lines of code, we got good at stitching together these journeys. People will come in at top of the funnel. We won't know who they are, and we'll have to hold on to it until we can figure it out in the future, and then we work backwards. But that type of insight that you get of where your return on ad spend or your new customer acquisition costs are favorable at top of the funnel, that's data that anyone looking inside of Facebook or Google, they don't have that. They only see bottom of the funnel or a data-driven black box. And so you have data that your competitors don't have that can allow you to invest in audiences that don't look profitable to them, but actually are.
Brilliant. You're talking about top of funnel, and that's music to my ears. Like most of the influencers and content publications that I'm working with these brands are always looking for more and more and more those content creators. And oftentimes, we get bottom of the funnel feeders in the coupon sites that are in there still in that last click attribution. Is anything that your tool does that can lead back to like telling us where the real attribution came from in that sales cycle?
Yeah, we have specific ways because attribution is similar to keeping score. Okay. It's a scoreboard. And so we have different scoreboards based on different marketing jobs to be done. So when you have the top of funnel job to be done, that means a lot of different things for attribution. It means a longer time window. We want to look at clicks. We want to look at certain touch points, only the ones where they're not in your first party data, meaning before they showed up in the CRM or the cart. Otherwise, they're not cold or top of the funnel.
Okay.
And we want to then, every time there's revenue, we got to look all the way back to these touch points that could be weeks or months earlier, and then update all your metrics so that if it's more profitable than it was when you were spending, or just to keep the return on ad spend accurate for you. So that's a big one that we focus on because it's such an edge. Or for example, if you're trying to get a brand trying to get new customers in, or maybe paying a bounty on affiliates more for new customer acquisition. Well, from an attribution standpoint, we have to segment only the sales that came from first-time purchasers that made them new. So all the sales in there that, and this is going to get into another reason why GA4 or why your affiliate tracking might be inaccurate. Like if someone buys off an email, those ad platforms are really good at taking credit. They're always like sniffing around.
Sure.
And so that can throw you off. That might have nothing to do with them. So we take a lot of care in the customer journey of segmenting the clicks and then segmenting new versus repeat customer journeys, because that gives you more insight, make more intelligent decisions that way.
Okay. And how do you prevent them from taking that credit with your attribution strategy there?
So, well, we have defined rules and protocols that we built over 10 years that says we're cross-referencing your CRM data, your cart data, and then the click data we have against the times of sales. And we do all this date math to figure out who deserves the credit.
Okay.
Because otherwise, if it's just a bottom funnel, last click, bottom feeder there, that's a funny one. Well, the model will ignore those type. You pick a particular model that ignores those clicks at the bottom.
Gotcha. If you are like, I don't want to burn any bridges, of course. Like I call them bottom feeders, but they know what they're doing. So it's a tough industry to be in without having those types of partners in the affiliate space, and gaining that attribution to the affiliate channel is kind of important to our industry altogether. But with your attribution models and like giving the credit where it's credit's due, are there other things that metrics that like traditional affiliate programs are missing? Because it's always been a click and a sale, and that's about it when tracking platforms. But should we be looking at other aspects of it?
Well, I mean, the affiliates are going to respond to the way they get paid. And if they get paid based on the last click for the sale, then that's what they should optimize for. But if someone would optimize towards first click attribution, then you get more people trying to, then influencers that could open up markets for you would get rewarded better rather than the people on the end of the journey.
Okay.
So that for me, the first click is more important than the last, because if you're paying an influencer, yeah, you want them to finally drive the sale, but you also want to introduce you to new customers, of course. And so you got to incentivize them either based on new clicks or new customers generated, not because every sale isn't really created equal, but it's getting paid equally. So if they would incentivize new customer acquisition more, then that could, that could help the brands get more of what they want and less of what. Otherwise, the affiliate's just going to react based on how they're going to get paid. I don't blame them.
Yeah. First click attribution is a very rare model in the industry that we're in, and I've heard a stat that around 90% of affiliate programs are based on last click attribution, and I've really made a push for advocating for that, but it's not something that's catching on. Why do you think that is?
Because it's harder to track.
Okay.
I think too, because it's delayed gratification. And, if you're in a TikTok world, that's not really a delayed gratification platform, and then is there trust between the affiliate and the brand that they're going to get rewarded for delayed revenue? I don't know if there is, that's another piece. Those would be the three things I think off the top of my head is that, because everyone's so trained for that last click sale. They need some proof, and they probably need a higher commission, I'd say, if they're going to get delayed gratification. Otherwise, why would they trust you? And why would they put in the effort if someone else is going to pay them for immediate sales?
So I feel like one of my selling points to a lot of affiliates out there is, hey, I'm not working with coupon sites. I'm not working with toolbars, Chrome extensions, whatever they may be. And that'll help them be the closers rather than just the top of the funnel openers. And are you seeing any other strategies out there that are helping to benefit top of the funnel folks to be closers?
Yeah, a strong email SMS game really helps top of the funnel, because top of the funnel, by its very definition, is going to need some help to show more value. And so having a accurate customer journey, but having a strong, because when the email, like Black Friday, Cyber Monday, are going to come out, when all those sales occur, a lot of them are email clicks and SMS clicks, because people might see an ad, but then they're going to go in and look for your discount code, see if it's a better discount in email. We see that a lot. But if you're getting a lot of closes on email and SMS, and you can stitch it back to the top of the funnel, then those that revenue generated on like a sale event, the proper credit go to the top of the funnel, and then that top of the funnel can keep doing more of that. I mean, a common, we have different playbooks to diagnose and improve things. And if a top of the funnel isn't working, one of the diagnosis steps is, well, are you sending them the emails and SMSs that normally make sales? Is that traffic getting that? And if not, then that might be the issue. It might be nothing to do with the top of funnel ads. It might be the bottom funnel isn't pulling its weight.
Interesting. Do you think you mentioned like the funnel in itself and having great retargeting after people have visited your site is an absolute must. Do you feel like the cookie window is an appropriate reaction these days, with being an average of 30 days or 90 days if it's software, or in a longer sales cycle? Does that matter to you too much, like the cookie duration?
We don't really use cookies, so we don't care in terms of that.
All right.
However, I would, an affiliate marketer is going to want as long of a duration as they can, and the brand's going to want as short as they can. Because it's interesting with SMS windows, we see the SMS softwares, they use a default of 30 days. And I don't know who remembers a text they got a week ago, never mind a month ago. I feel like that's a little suspect, but
Okay.
I feel like if it's bottom of the funnel, a week maximum is really, in my opinion, the behavior. But take as long a window as you can get if you're affiliate.
Oh, absolutely. And so you're not using cookies. Is your tracking solutions, what are they taking care of? Is this cookieless, and how are you guys?
Cookieless server to server.
Yep.
So we have a ton of technologies going on, but cookieless server to server. We have a first party data cookie we'll throw on the machine if the brand wants. We can put it in through the brand's domain, but we don't rely on cookie data to track. It's just a helpful extra thing if we happen to have it.
Great. And that integrates with all tracking solutions in the affiliate space?
Well, we have an outbound API, so we can put, if people want to do first click attribution or we have new lead attribution, so you can do it based on email opt-in as the tracking. That's a solid one to do. We can push that into other systems. So then you can configure all your commissions and everything in the affiliate network, and then we can just stream in the click credit.
Okay, excellent. Wrapping this up, like paid media buyers are a big part of the equation. I see them in that middle of the funnel. Sometimes they close, sometimes they open, but they're really great and important aspects of partnerships in this industry. And where do you see them in the prioritization of acquisitions?
I think they're critical.
Yeah.
Media buyers are critical because the way the platforms have evolved, I know there's this hysteria that AI is going to replace all media buyers. Well, it hasn't happened yet. That's for sure. I mean, there's a lot of complexity in there, a lot of strategy, execution, diagnosing and optimizing. There's a lot of things that I think they're critical.
How long until AI replaces that?
I don't know. I mean, I was around when pre-cell phones. I worked for Motorola when the cell phones first came out, and it was gonna be so great because all the information was gonna be at your fingertips. And then the internet was coming out, and oh my God, all the time we're gonna save because we're gonna be able to do everything online. And I don't feel like anyone has any more free time because of the internet, and things aren't better because we have a Facebook community. And cell phones, you're in contact all the time. There's a lot of downsides to phones. So I don't see only the upside of, AI is just magically going to scale brands to the moon without you even having to look at it. I'll believe that when I see it. Call me a pessimist on that. I don't think so. There's a lot of nuance that I don't know if it'll get, trained into the AI or not, because I trained up AI in our platform over 10 months. And getting the last 20% took a long time, and it's hard-coded rules in there that the AI never could finesse correctly yet. So we had to, for example, if a campaign's doing really well and you doubled the ad spend to make more money, immediately the next day the numbers might not look good because you're suddenly spending twice as much money, but it takes like a week or so for the conversions to roll in or whatever it's going to take. Well, then the AI immediately would say, the trend's reversed. You're spending way more money and not getting as much results. It doesn't understand.
Shut it down.
I just listened to you and raised the budget.
Yeah.
A lot of work had to go into making it more intelligent there. But just with human intervention code, not the AI finally figured it out. So I don't know. I don't think it replaces media buyers fully, personally. I don't think it will, but I've been wrong before. But all those other things were supposed to be make it nirvana on earth. And it certainly has done the opposite, in my opinion. I don't see any reason why this isn't going to be different.
Okay.
Imagine customer service. You're trying to customer service when you get the AIs, and you're just trying to get it. No, it made a decision and it went down a path to fix your problem, and it was wrong. And you're trying to get it to back up and start over, and you can't do it. You can't be like, hey, just start over. You totally screwed up, but you're not understanding. The AI chats don't get that. So
No, they sure don't.
maybe
And
they won't. Who knows?
they won't let you get to a actual person either in a lot of essences. They're relying too heavy on it sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
How is AI revolutionizing the attribution process for you?
Well, massively. It's actually saving the marketers 10 hours a week.
Hmm.
Instead of, so if you were going to expertly analyze everything, our average customer, to do a pristine, perfect job in any attribution tool, really, I felt it's like 90 minutes to 2 hours a day to get every piece of insight you could. And now you just hit a button and you have it. We have a whole framework that analyzes everything based on what you've intended and what your KPIs are. And it just prescribes what to do. So it saves you don't really have to look at the data if you don't want to. You can just read the AI report, which is very detailed, but concise at the same time, which was challenging to get that right amount of info. But it's now I know that once people are onboarded, they're going to get the value that we're offering. So it was very liberating and exciting for us.
Excellent. Awesome. How do you learn more about analytics? You've been doing this for so long, and I feel like you have some kind of training solution these days.
I do. So I have something, fiveforces.com,
Okay.
spelled or the number. And it's a data analysis framework I developed specifically for marketing, doing this for 10 years. And so I wanted to look at a concise way in a course I could teach everything I've learned in doing this for 10 years, all these different brands and ad spends and situations, and distill things. So I'm trying to distill all this attribution down to one word of advice for each campaign: either scale, chill, or kill. And so this teaches that framework of how to get to scale, chill, kill decisions.
Okay. Awesome. And who's this designed for? Is this for any marketer out there that just wants to improve their education?
Yeah, it worked for anyone in marketing that desires to learn more about either marketing attribution or just using data to make decisions. It gives you the framework using a couple different analogies in there, but around how to just take all this data and put boundaries around it so you can just get to a decision rather than drowning in it.
For sure. I feel like analytics is my worst skill set. I'm a relationships guy, and I love looking at data, but I don't necessarily understand how it's a great representation of what the program is. And so this could be for any affiliate manager just trying to get a better outlook on how to understand the business as a total, right?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. And you've got a discount for my crowd?
I do. What do you want the code to be?
Nerd out. How about that?
Okay. So nerd out course is normally 1,500. Nerd out will take off $800. So it'll be 56% off. So it'll be $700. I'll do that through the end of the year.
Cool.
So hopefully see them on the other side. It'd be great.
Beautiful. We'll put that in the description and I'll send a link to it. Awesome. Outstanding info here on attribution and helping us stitch those worlds together here. It's quite the journey. Before I let you go though, I want to discuss this lead campaign I saw from your guys' site. This made me laugh so hard. Can you explain what's going on here?
Yes. So, with Meta's new AI-driven campaigns, Advantage Plus, and so we had over 55,000 of them running with our clients.
Wow.
And so I said, well, let's look at first click versus last click, new customer versus repeat customer costs, and just see, because one of our AI analysis is traffic.
Okay.
And the traffic would pop up when you're trying to get a new customer. And we'd say, well, wait a minute, you're getting more repeat customers than new customers from your new customer campaign. Something's wrong with your traffic to begin with. That's why your new customer costs. And so people be like, wait a minute. And we kept hearing that. And lo and behold, it'd be the Advantage Plus campaigns on Meta the AI settings, if you didn't go in and change them, they would expand outside your exclusion. So you exclude and you say, I want new customers, don't show it to my existing ones. But then you had a setting and the AI would allow you to actually, the AI could do what it wanted to improve performance. And it would always say, this group of people seems to buy faster, kind of like an affiliate bottom funnel. And it was like the existing customers would respond to ads better and buy more. So the AI would keep showing it to repeat, even though you want it for new. And so I said, okay, pull all the advantage and let's see. It was like 56,000 campaigns. And it was, new customers cost over double repeat. So it was like really eye-opening how if you are using Meta for new customer acquisition, which is a common strategy you should do, you might be shooting yourself in the foot if you're not careful with your settings, but it was a pretty dramatic thing. It was over double the price to buy a new one versus a repeat if it was an advantage campaign, because it would just steer all the money to the repeats.
Gotcha. And that kind of thing just happened overnight where this was happening to your clients?
Well, as we rolled out our analysis and the traffic thing kept showing this fix, then people would be like, hey, what? And then I noticed, you got to go in and hit this setting. It was like kind of buried. Not buried, but it wasn't like prominent. Like you had to go out your way to tell AI, don't do this. And that's when I was like, geez, I heard it a bunch. And then I was like, I wonder how widespread this is. And then we looked at it, it's an epidemic of paying for customers you already have.
That's a great catch. Awesome that you guys are saving companies money like that. One last thing, I caught an email today. I don't know if you could see this, but the topic is Taylor Swift just got engaged. Leave it to marketers to take 30 seconds before breaking news to abuse it in a headline on an email campaign. I thought it was just hilarious because that news just broke today.
Yeah, that's crafty. My one that got a lot of response was stop paying for Zuckerberg's yacht. And I had more people, wow, so witty, but I don't know if it necessarily drove more business, but people really responded to that one that I tied it in. I said, that was around that study you showed.
Yeah.
Like you're paying Meta for your customers you already got. Why?
Do no more. Awesome, Scott. Really appreciate your time. Thanks for being here. And how do people find you?
Well, WickedReports.com is always a good spot. 5forces.com for the course we talked about. Or I'm on LinkedIn. Wicked Reports Scott usually tracks me down there.
Outstanding. Well, appreciate it. Thanks, Scott. And for those out there, keep on recruiting. We'll see you next time. Take care.
Thanks, Dustin.